Hey everyone, welcome to episode, drop a finger, 9 of Aches and Gainz, right? 9, right? 9 of Aches and Gainz with Doc and Donnie. I am Dr. Hayes Estes, owner of Premier Physical Therapy here in Clearwater, Florida. Are we doing that now? I don't care.
I think it was a good idea.
Donnie! What's up, man?
What's going on, man? It's good times today. I'm actually really happy to be here filming today. Like I'm not always happy to be here filming, but this is probably one of the highlights of my week.
This is
Sans you being here, but just being here in this general facility, in my facility right here in Clearwater, Florida, Strength and Performance Institute. Hey, we're doing that too. I'm just kidding. I like you that you're here too.
Hey, Donnie.
What's up?
I got a question. Have you lost weight?
No. God, no. Why would you say that to me? Can we start the show over before I cry?
Listen, I just, Ashley, your wonderful girlfriend, decided to call me a chicken leg earlier, which really got to me.
That's not what I said.
That's exactly what you said.
I mean, what else did you mean? I don't understand. Because I'm wearing my salmon-colored shorts, I don't think that was it. I think that you were making fun of my difference in size compared to someone else who may be sitting here.
Not everybody is blessed with 33.3 inch legs. Not that I measure.
Do you measure?
Not today.
Okay, awesome.
I'm just going off yesterday's measurements.
He's going off yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I have been doing. When is this episode coming out? Is it coming out in October?
Yeah, this will be the last episode of October. Yeah.
So by the time y'all see this, I will just be finishing up with Squattober, where I am squatting 5 days a week during. So every single workout, I am squatting in some fashion, and it is both glorious and miserable. And I do it because I love to work out, and I love to squat. I am not as large as I would like to be because of my history of injuries and knee pain and stuff like that. It doesn't stop me from squatting. I hit a pretty decent squat a week, and I felt pretty good. Nice and deep, nice and low, nice heavy single. So I feel pretty good. But
Nice.
my quads just don't seem to grow. So I know that there are other things I can do. I'm going to at least wait until I'm 50 before I start steroids and HGH. Because by that point, I will give no
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Hey, by then it might.
I'm
be
already
legal.
bald.
By then it might just be acceptable to everybody. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Exactly. So maybe one day I will get my legs large enough so that Ashley won't call me a chicken.
You're gonna look back like your grandkids and be like, "Granddad, why didn't you use testosterone when you were 22?" Everybody does.
Yeah.
That's how it's going. So,
I know exactly. So, but Squattober is fabulous. I highly encourage anyone out there who's concerned about their squat to get in and get after it.
And that's brought to you by Sorinex. Sorinex, we like you.
Oh, yeah. So that was something I wanted to talk about in addition to your weight loss is we're looking for sponsors. We are always looking for sponsors. I know that you want to sponsor us. I know that you enjoy what we're talking about.
You could
right
be
now.
back here.
You could be right back here. You could be right here on me.
And other places are for sale too.
Yeah. I don't. Again, I got student loans, so let's. I might even get a tattoo of your company. So, you know what? I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to get a tattoo of your company. So even if you see this 3 years from now, that's fine.
Yeah, it'll be on eBay. We'll be bidding for it. Yeah, highest bidder wins.
I am still for sale.
There you go.
We can negotiate location of the tattoo.
This is now a brothel. Okay. Here we are.
Hey, I did want to give a shout out to my boy Brett Bracken. I'm wearing his shirt. It's on the back is the Charleston Kettlebell Club. I am born and reared in Charleston, South Carolina. My boy Brett, he is another upcoming star, in my opinion, in the strength and conditioning field. And he owns his own. Obviously, he owns his own place. He competes in. He does nail bending.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I love that stuff.
he's a
Rebar,
freak.
nail,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the gauges mean, but basically he will take a nail and kind of put it under his chin. And we're talking about, I don't know, half an inch in diameter,
Yeah.
and just he's got some massive
Awesome.
strength. Yeah, and his forearms are very veiny and muscular. So I give him credit. So if you're in Charleston, South Carolina, you want to get big, you want to get strong, you want to become harder to kill, go check out the Charleston Kettlebell Club. Look for it on the Facebook. It's on there. I'm sure it's on the Google as well. Brett Bracken. Good on you, Brett.
Yeah.
So-
If you're still using AOL, which apparently he is, you can search on AOL too. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, hey, by the way, can I get my free CD back?
Yeah.
With
I've already used 500 of the 1,000 hours.
Come on, I need
so
those.
sorry,
Come on,
man.
that's gonna last.
Yeah.
I gotta last for the rest of
Just
the year.
Yeah,
So I get my new batch.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna order. Have you ordered your CDs from the Columbia House? No.
I ordered them 20 years ago. They're still coming. Like, I don't know how to cancel. I don't know. I thought they went out of business 5 years ago.
That was my jam. Like my CD collection grew exponentially. Because
by CDs he means cassettes. He's that old. So
wait a second. Yeah, we're
the
4
same
days
age.
older than you. Yeah. So.
alrighty. I will say something. Your squat thing, your squat session. That's the old either grow or die. Mechanism there, like Bulgarian style. Like you're either going to get really strong or going to break.
Yeah.
One of the two. So
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
will say
like it.
I will say that I have not been overly sore doing this. Actually, it feels good, and I give it credit to the programming, especially when they add in the eccentric squats. That actually makes me feel so much better. And it's weird how if you do the same thing that you did the day before at a lesser intensity, you actually have less soreness and pain.
Wow.
And feel better. Weird.
Yeah, weird. And I'm going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and mark this. Like mark this on there. I'm going to give Dr. Hayes a compliment here. Okay. So go ahead and get ready.
Yeah.
Everybody
Save
get
this.
ready. Here we go.
Hang on. We're recording.
We're going to record it twice. I think that's a testament to your previous conditioning as well.
Thank you.
To the way you've trained throughout the last few years. I think the average person were to go on that, they would probably be cursing the Sorinex people. And I'm not going to go any further than that, but yeah. So the fact that you're conditioned and you're training and the prehab and the way you take care of yourself, given your field and your knowledge, is probably a huge testament to why you're handling this pretty brutal programming, given that much volume is what I'm referring to.
I know that was difficult for you to say.
It was.
Thank you.
And the rest of the time, I'm going to be just mean. Here we go.
Well, speaking of which, great segue.
Yeah.
Into our topic today.
Yep.
We're going to, well, I'll let you, what's our topic today?
Topic today is something that's near and dear to my heart, and in all seriousness here, is mental health awareness, and how physical training, both on the rehab and athletic part of it, can and will help with mental health awareness, or mental health in your body. Simple as that. I think one of the biggest things we do as human beings, we try to separate our mind and our body like they're two separate components. I was guilty of that for years, and so this is where, if we work on both as a complementary aspect, both are going to help each other. And I'm glad we have you, because I know you have a lot of knowledge based on on both of these aspects here, and I really want to make sure that the people that are watching here can see both sides of it from the quote-unquote meathead standpoint of someone who's been through the trenches and this stuff, and then the actual, the academia side of it, and see what we can parallel on my experiences versus what's, out there proven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I've talked about this before on previous podcasts about weightlifting training being my safe haven, kind of at least my place to go to kind of clear my mind. And I know that you recently have put a post on social media, which you don't often do, talking about what it means to you and how it helps you with your mental health. And I am the doctor here, at least when we record on podcasts. And so my job is the research, right? I have one sentence on here: weightlifting for mental health, and I just put so much research. If you just go onto Google Scholar, PubMed, if you're actually interested in the reading the actual articles, and you just type in weightlifting mental health, there are hundreds of thousands of articles that come up, and they all say the same thing: do it. So what we know about exercise in general, in terms of its effect on the nervous system and the brain, is that any exercise, it can be aerobic, it can be strength training, but any exercise that elevates the heart rate and causes you to essentially take deep breaths, it will help cause you to release the good neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, those things that affect mood and that make you feel better. That's why you hear about things like runner's high, and
Yes.
you get the sense of euphoria when you're walking out of the gym, like you are Superman, because you have all of this just flowing through your body. And
Yeah, that's not placebo whatsoever.
it's not placebo. It's not. Again, going back to the research, like they actually look and they do blood chemistry tests and things like that. Immediately after your workout, and they show these higher levels of these things in your blood, and the hormones as well. Talking about increased testosterone, growth hormone, all that jazz to help with recovery, repair, growth. But again, the nervous system effect. That's obviously what we're talking about here. So. Normally I just start diving in and start just listing off articles that I found. There's not even a point to do that because literally every single one that comes out, and you look for searching things like, you just type in, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the population either. You talk about people who have dementia and who have essentially, or in Parkinson's, and who have little brain function, or a severely diminished brain function, and their brain function is improved after they engage in some sort of workout. You have just your average athlete or weekend warrior, and someone who maybe has mental health problems, and they're affected in a positive manner as well. So it doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the population. The prescription for mental health, exercise.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go ahead and dive in on I think the intangible part of this as well, because Dr. Hayes here just covered the medical side of it and how it is proven among it's unanimous among the medical community that of taking two choices, a person who has similar mental health issues and one that exercises in some fashion and one who does not the one who exercises is going to see more positive results. Almost 99 times out of 100, and I'm not even being I'm not exaggerating there. So the other intangible part about it is the way you feel, the accomplishment, I believe, when you're participating in some sort of activity that has a difficulty level higher than average. Mm-hmm. All right, so weightlifting, competing in a sport that a lot of people can't do. This is why, if you look at the strength community, powerlifting, bodybuilding, Olympic lifting, strongman, the strength sport community, there is a lot of mental health issues and I say issues, but that attracts that type of person who's looking for some sense of accomplishment. And a lot of these guys are veterans. A lot of these guys are people that are victims of childhood abuse, sexual or non-sexual, this kind of things. These are all people who have been driven in some sort of trauma throughout their life to something that they need to prove to themselves. And it's not to anybody else. And I promise you this, the true people who have this stuff, they're not out there winning trophies to say, I'm the best and I want you to see it. Trying to prove to themselves. And they're a lot of these people who have experienced trauma are willing to put in more, deal with more injuries, this kind of stuff, than the average person. So I jokingly say anybody who is involved in powerlifting, strongman, bodybuilding, like that, have a level of masochism higher than most. And people laugh about it, but I absolutely believe there's some to that. There's validity to that because we have something to prove to ourselves. And I say we because I'm part of that. I'm a combat veteran. I did 8 years in the United States Army and went overseas to Iraq. And although I was not a infantry guy on missions all the time, I did experience some readjustment issues back into society that affected my marriage at the time. That affected a lot of my friendships. It affected my ability to be the person I wanted to be, even though I was still training. In fact, I dove deeper into this because I had this whole philosophy that if I just completely train myself to physical exhaustion at all times and never allow myself to feel, then I'll get better. It didn't work. So this is where I want to transition a little bit on this. Is that was a piece of the puzzle. What really got me to being was having my outlet that was productive, not a bar, not a drug, not anything like this. Having an outlet that was productive, and having a non-partial person to speak with, therapist, good friend, someone who has no expectation of reciprocation of that of the time and space that you're creating. So a problem a lot of times when we talk to people is if I go and talk to you, Hayes, I assume that you're going to want to come talk to me when you have a problem, and I don't want that on my mind when I'm thinking about giving my problems, that I'm going to have to talk about your problems at some point. So if you go to a therapist, that takes that out. That person is literally being paid to listen to you and give you advice. He's not going to tell you about his marriage problems. He's got a therapist for that. Every therapist has a therapist, I promise you that. Mine did. Mine does. That's the second aspect of it. I implore people who are experiencing these things. And in the strengthened community is where I can speak of, is strengthened veteran community. We're all supposed to be tough guys. We're all supposed to be impermeable. We're all supposed to be just this rock and pillar that can't feel anything. So when we do, we internalize it because we can't show that we are, quote unquote, and I hate to even say this, weak. But for some reason, if someone feels something, they're weak.
No.
What the hell? Who did that? Who is responsible for that stigma? And I know that's a rhetorical question, and I'm not going to get an answer to that. But it infuriates me when I see people who have suffered for years all of a sudden break down, and it's when that happens for that amount of time, it's a breakdown. It's a life altering, and it could have been easily or possibly easily alleviated by just having an outlet. So I'm gonna pass it back over to you because I want to hear your opinion on this stuff, and I know you're similar to this, but I want to hear what you say. But I'm gonna come back and talk to this more. But I really implore you guys, please reach out, and it's not going to be to me. You don't care what I think. I want you to find someone in your life that you can trust that give you space. Whether it's a therapist, whether it's a friend, whether it's somebody who's going through similar situations. Sometimes your spouse is not the right person to talk to. Sometimes your best friend is not the right person to talk to. You need to figure out who that is and then utilize that, because you don't want to end up where I ended up in a hospital. You don't want to end up in these places. Even I got lucky and I only ended up in a hospital. It could have been a whole lot worse, and it is a whole lot worse for a lot of people every day. You don't want to be that. So I'm going to get off the serious topic here, and I don't want to get too serious, but I definitely want to implore that. I'm 320 pounds at 6 foot, combat veteran, strength athlete. If I can do it, I do my best to break that stigma. I feel things. I have problems. I go through things daily. And you can't just allow yourself to suffer alone. So there you go.
I just want to first and foremost say that I applaud you on your personal journey and your efforts. As I have talked before about the things that you have experienced and how much the strength and conditioning world and powerlifting strongman means to you. And so you should be proud of yourself. If somebody hasn't told you that today, you should be proud of yourself. Of the journey that you've been on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I think that one thing that I see when I and I'm a sponsor of your event that's coming up, maybe just past whenever this comes out.
It will be just past it, but hey, whatever.
Well, okay, I was a sponsor.
Yeah.
This will actually be this is the third year that.
Yeah, third year.
Yeah, this will be the third year that I've been a sponsor. And the one thing that I love the most about your strongman competition and about powerlifting meets in general is the sense of community. And so you talk about finding someone who kind of shares some commonalities. You're going to find it there, and it's one of those very few. It's far between do I see someone who's in it for themselves and who's not encouraging other people who are in the same meet.
Yeah.
Everyone that I see there, they are encouraging their own competitors.
They're competitors. They're competitive as hell.
Yeah, they are competitive as hell. But
they want to see that person
exactly.
succeed.
Like they want to see the person, the person that they're going up in their age group
right.
and their group. They want to see that person succeed.
Because I want to beat you at your best.
Yeah,
not because you had a bad day.
Yeah, yes. I mean, yeah. And so that's one thing that I very much admire. And coming from a sports background myself, and I was fortunate enough that I served in the military, because of people like you, and I still had some issues when I was growing up, and sports and working out, strength training was also my outlet, and it's something that I think it's important for anyone. Like I said, the research shows that it's beneficial. Literally anyone will have some improvement in mental health and brain function by engaging in an exercise program, primarily strength training, but any sort of exercise program. So
and I want to go back one more time and something I forgot to talk about. And this is like minimizing trauma. You mentioned that, and you almost minimized it because, well, I haven't been overseas, but that's not the case. Everybody who has dealt with some trauma, that's traumatic to you. So whether you did 5 tours, been hit with 3 Purple Hearts, and barely made it out alive and came back, or you just dealt with some issues in your childhood that affected you, that trauma is real, no matter the scale of it. And do not compare your trauma to other people, because that's what I did.
Good point. No,
that's what almost cost me my life, is because I refused to go get help because somebody else was worse off than me.
You're good. That's a good
and
point.
I'm not calling you out, but I just want to make sure you understand
you're
that.
Right. That's you're right.
Go see it. Your trauma is real, no matter what. Your trauma is real. It doesn't matter what other people go through. And I will call people out on the streets with gusto when I see people minimizing people's trauma. And it's huge in the veteran community, and I really would like to stop that. Oh, you only did 2 tours. I did 4. Who cares? What hurts, man. Yeah. And what counts is you get better.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're
done.
We're done. Nailed it. Everyone's cured.
We're all done.
We're all done. So
got a problem with that?
Go to the gym. Find a strength coach. Find a powerlifting coach. Find someone who shares some commonalities with you. Find a therapist. Talk with someone about it. People are out there to help you. We're coming. Everyone that I know in the strength community is coming from a good place. And they have good intentions.
That's right.
I wouldn't surround myself with people like you or the meets and the events that I sponsor if I didn't trust the people that were doing it, and I think they had good intentions. So, go work out. Weird that we would suggest that.
I think at some point, no matter what episode we do, we could be talking about like ponies, and at some point we're like, hey, by the way, you want to work out?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go back to. So, are we going to transition over to the pet peeves? Because I have one.
Oh, do you?
I don't think you know about this one yet.
No, I don't, because I was over here looking up bro science myths.
No.
But I guess we're not doing that. I guess we're doing...
No, it's going to be a mix of both. Because the bro science and...
Okay, all right. Well,
so today...
Have at it, Donnie.
Today, we're going to talk about protein farts.
Again?
Protein farts. Because we talked about amount of proteins. Let's talk about protein farts. All right,
proteins,
so...
Plural?
Proteins. Yes,
okay,
the amount of proteins.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, multiple proteins. All right,
proteins.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Wait,
do I need to like try to rip one right now?
No, I would prefer not.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure Ashley would as well. This isn't that well ventilated.
Too late.
All right. Cut. All right. No, seriously though. Let's seriously talk about protein farts. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
You get me. You get me.
Please.
I think they want us to get to the point at some point. And I don't know if I have a point. We're gonna
I'm
get
curious.
That protein farts, for the most part, is a product of just like any other food. If you put quality foods in your body, you're gonna get quality excretions. Yes. So if you put protein in you, because everybody wants to go on Amazon and cheap protein. I want to buy it by bulk, and I'm going to become Ronnie Coleman in 8 weeks. That cheap protein is what's causing you to have that's the original social distancing there, man. Nobody wants to be around you. Okay? You're like Thigpen from the Peanuts cartoons. Nobody wants to be around you. So that's the reason. The protein farts don't come from just eating protein, man. I eat a bunch of steak, everything, and yeah, of course, sometimes I have them, but I don't walk around just ripping ass everywhere. Put quality stuff in your body and you won't.
I was wondering what the point was that you're going to get to. What is your point?
Put quality foods and supplements in your body, and you won't be ostracized from people around you. All right? And I think some people, especially newbies, they want to use that as like a badge of honor. Like, oh, look at this. I just had a 60-gram protein shake. No, that's not cool. Like, that's not cool, man. Because you know who else does that? The guy who just ate 3 cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does the same thing. So anyway, that's my.
That's your pet peeve is not the actual farts.
No.
But the dank ass farts because people are eating like Walmart protein.
Yeah, I mean, even Walmart is probably better than a lot of the stuff they're doing.
Gotcha.
I mean, who knows where they're getting these
Gotcha.
skimmed ass whey proteins that come off the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the barrel, you know?
Maybe might just be like wood shavings.
Come on.
So
Get good proteins.
got
There's a bunch of them out there.
I agree. I agree. Yes. Listen, I'm a fan of putting high quality things into my body. And so yes, you got to listen. We got one life. We got one life to live. I don't listen. You indulge yourself. All right, go get that high quality protein. Get you some Wagyu beef.
Go ahead and put the kids to bed before you watch this one.
So just enjoy your life because you only got one of them to live, and you don't need to be farting on people.
That's true.
So it's a good pet peeve. I appreciate it. And this episode or this part has been sponsored by GNC.
Yeah, really. And no pun intended, I literally dropped this on him before right now. He had no idea. So this is what you get when Hayes has no idea what's coming. He just stops talking.
Got it. All right.
We
wrap this thing up, huh?
Yeah, I told you we weren't going to be serious the whole time. Can't do that. You gotta have some fun with this stuff. So.
I will always have fun with this.
Yeah,
so we do this periodically. And this is the best. I look forward to this every single time.
Absolutely.
Even like the research is fun for me. I love research. That's the nerd part of me, and I love just talking with you about it. And I love you just dropping bombs on me. Pun absolutely intended.
Absolutely.
So with that said, I am Dr. Hayes Estes, the owner of Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance here in Clearwater, Florida. You can find us on the Facebook, Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance in Clearwater, Florida. Yeah. I don't know. I laughed. We're also on Instagram at Run Tampa Bay. Donnie, where can they find you?
You can, for this younger folk, you can find me on Facebook, not the Facebook.
It's not. Oh, whoops.
/ Strength and Performance Institute. And then Instagram is just Instagram.com/Donnie Kiernan. That's where the fun stuff goes up there.
I don't understand.
Follow.
Are you promoting your personal page or your business page?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Instagram is I've combined it there. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where all the fun stuff goes up there. So all a good training.
I just learned about Reels the other day, and that it's basically TikTok, which is basically Vine, which is I don't know. I'm 100 years old, so who knows?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll get there eventually, kids.
Okay. All right. On that note,
we out.
Episode Nueve.
Oh, look at him. He's cultured.
Afuera! Boom!
Yeah.
Let me see if I can see it.
Is it alright if I'm like this the whole time?
No, you're good.
Yeah, you can just be staring at the clock. Is this over yet? Are we done? Are we done yet?
Yeah. All right.
This is gonna be good.
Woo! All right. Yep. No, don't stop. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. It was perfect.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
It was perfect in every way.